So we have around 90% people join the Zoom. Okay, so let's start the session. So good afternoon, student. Welcome to the lab session of ELEG 2201. It is the second lab session of this course. I'm Mary, in charge of this lab session. So in the previous lab session, we have already learned how to use CUHK as a blackboard simulator to verify the digital circuit you learned in the course. So today, we would learn more about how the simulation. We will use another CAD tools called logic simulator for the logic simulation. So for today's lab session, we have totally 7 experiments, and the lab would be divided into 3 parts. So in the first part, our TA in charge will demonstrate how to use the logic simulator for the experiment 1.1 to do the AND gate to do the simulation for the AND gate logic. So in the second part, so similar to the last lab, you will be allocated into different breakout rooms, and then you are required to use the CUHK and the logic simulator to build a circuit for the experiment 1.1, 1.2, and 2.1. So in the third part, around starting at 4 o'clock, you are required to demonstrate those circuits in 1.1, 1.2, and 2.1 to TA for the assessment. Please note that there will be a 20-mark deduction if you start the demo after 4:30 p.m. So after the lab session, remember, you are required to submit the lab report by the end of today. A lab report worksheet has been provided to you in the lab in Blackboard for you to prepare the lab report. Similarly, there will be a 20% mark deduction for late submission of lab report. So I will pass the time to our TA in charge today to demonstrate how to use the logic simulator. Thank you.
Okay, now I will introduce the logic gate simulator. I will share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So for the logic gate simulator, it is introduced in the lab sheet. You just need to click this web link, and then you will go to this website. And according to the introduction in the lab sheet, we will first need to generate the input signal, which is square wave. So we first need to select the input and the source and add a square wave source like this. So I will show you how to add the input, draw input and source, and then we'll select the square wave source and add it here. And next, since the circuit needs 2 inputs, so we will add another square wave like the first one. Okay, we'll add another input. This one here. Then you can edit the input signal to change the max voltage and the waveform and the offset. So next we will change the settings according to these requirements. And there are 2 inputs. The first one input has the accuracy of 40 Hertz, and the second one, the accuracy is 20. So you need to keep them different. So you have 2 different input waves. You can edit the input signal like this. Change the voltage to 2.5, and this waveform is already square wave, so we don't need to change it. And offset is 2.5, and then apply. And okay, so the first one, the frequency is 40. So we keep the 40 hertz for the first input. And for the second one, we also change the max voltage, and the waveform is unchanged, and the offset is 2.5, and we need to change the frequency to 20. Then we'll apply and click OK. Now we have two different inputs. So next, next we have two inputs. The next part is to add the logic gate. In this experiment, we need to test the AND gate. So from this draw, and we select the logic gates and logic, and put the logic gate here, and then add the wire to connect the inputs and the logic gate. So we'll do this step. Draw and logic gates, and logic gate. Put it here, and then add wire. Connect the input to the logic gate. Another wire is added to the output. And so this is the output. You need to add another here. Add the output, analog output, connected here. So this is the output. The next step is we have already finished this. And the next is to view the waveform in the scope. So we just need to click the signal and view in scope. And then you will see these three signals in this parallel form. But if you want to see them in the like this stacked, so you need to click the stack to stack up these three waveforms. I will show you how to do this. This is the first input, view in scope. Now this is the first waveform, and the second one also view in scope. The second one. This is the first one, and this is the second one. And the output also view in scope. So now we have three waveforms for the two inputs and one output. And next, if we want to see these three waveforms in a stacked form, we just click this stack all, and then these three waveforms will be stacked like this. Here you will see the you will see the reset button and the run button. Using this reset, these three waveforms will be reset to a starting point. Reset. And here is the simulation speed. You can change the speed to show your waveforms. It is faster. And if we stop, if we click the stop button, the waveforms will stop running. So we can observe the waveforms from this point to this point, which is a period. From if the first input is 1 and the second input is 1, the output is 1. But if the first is 0 and the second is 1, so the output is 0. So using this simulator, you can validate the logic gates you have learned from the truth table. So this is the introduction for the logic gate simulator. And the next, so for each experiment in this session, you need to simulate the logic gate using the simulator we have already introduced. And then you need to build the circuit using Tinkercad like we did in the last session. So after this lab session, you need to demo the first 3 experiments to the TA in your group. So now if you don't have other questions, you can start the experiment. And later I will split all of you into into 7 groups. And in each group, there will be a TA in charge of the your group. So if you have any questions, you can ask the TA in your group. Okay, now you can start the experiments.
Yeah, okay, you can do it now. Okay. Yeah, I can see now. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, you can start the simulation. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's correct. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, oh, I got your name. Yeah, it's enough. Yeah, okay, thank you. Bye. Yeah, okay. Mm.
一个同学他没来，
没来，
对，
叫什么？
在分组里边没找到，我发到那个咱们的那个 WhatsApp 里边。